You're in manual.
Hey, wait, is this camera on? It's B98.5, Benny and Rob, in time for Fox News.
Fox News Radio, I'm Lillian Wu. In Japan, they're
Is the
trying to
camera
prevent
running?
a nuclear meltdown by air last week, falling to 385,000.
Red Bull, baby.
Greetings at Flathead County Fairgrounds, brought to you by the Flathead Building Association and Silverbrook Estates.
All right, weather this hour brought to you by Flathead Electric Co-op, who wants to remind you to stay safe around electricity, teach your kids to stay away from power lines, and before you dig, call 755-YOU-DIG.
Looks like rain and snow off and on here and there. Forecast hasn't changed for days. As it has been, so shall it be weather-wise.
It's a little slick in the Whitefish area today. I mean,
you said you got snow.
A little dusting, nothing. I wouldn't even consider it maybe accumulation, but it was like a dusting, which was enough to make it slick out there, and frosted up the windshields pretty good too. So
there you have it.
And St. Patty's Day to boot.
Woo!
Do you have a good? Every time I try to do an Irishman, I sound like I'm,
I can do Irish a little.
I can't do one at all.
You can't do, no.
I sound a little bit like,
You've almost got a little of the leprechaun in you.
a little bit.
Aye.
I hate the luck of the Irish.
My Irish turns into Scottish. I can't help it.
My Irish turns into Alabama. It's pretty bad. I've never been very much at accents, but it is St. Patty's Day. Lots of celebrating going on today. It is an annual event for me to get some corned beef and cabbage, someplace or another.
I'm cooking a corned beef in Guinness later this afternoon.
Ooh, that sounds good.
And I'm gonna smoke it. It'd be like a smoked corned beef because I'm doing it on the big green egg.
You're smoking it.
I'm smoking it. Smoking a corned beef. And then I'll make Reubens.
Ooh, that does sound good. See, I'm gonna probably. I wonder if Casey still does their corned beef and cabbage.
They're under new ownership, but you don't mess with a tradition like that. I bet they do.
I'm gonna have to do that.
It's St. Patty's Day.
St. Patrick's Day. Woo! Where do you think what state do you think has the highest percentage of Irish people?
Massachusetts.
You're right. That's an easy one.
Bam!
Biggest St. Patty's Day parade.
Oh, Chicago.
No.
Really?
New York.
Dude, they dye the river green for
crying.
Well, it's mostly green anyway, but
St. Patrick's Day, the day when puffy white guys get drunk and fall down.
Darn tootin'. Also on Tuesday.
That's right. I got some Irish lingo for you.
All right, hit me.
Banshee.
And a banshee. Now, what is a banshee there?
Female spirit.
Oh.
According to Irish folklore, this fairy woman's wailing was the harbinger of doom.
Now it's our sports guy.
That's right. These are some serious ones too. Boxty.
Boxty?
I'm not Irish, so I don't have any clue what these things are. But boxty.
What is boxty?
Potato pancakes or griddle cakes, Irish style.
Oh, that sounds good.
They eat a lot of potatoes.
Well, yes, they do. The Irish. That's not a stereotype.
And it wasn't invented in Ireland either. That's a myth. Bushmills.
Well, I know that's a kind of whiskey or scotch or something.
The world's oldest distillery, located on the coast of Ireland in County Antrim, I believe. Champ.
Champ?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know what that means.
It's a popular mashed potato dish made with scallions, milk, and butter. Sounds pretty good.
Yeah, it does actually.
Coddle.
Coddle?
Potato and pork casserole, the traditional Irish Saturday night supper.
Is everything about potatoes with these people?
Enjoyed with a few pints of Guinness.
Aye.
Guinness stout.
Aye.
Crew beans.
Crew beans?
Brined and boiled pig's feet.
Yeah, that sounds not as good as some of that other stuff.
Tightener.
No wonder they eat a lot of potatoes.
Tightener.
Tightener?
Tightener.
Well, is she loose?
It's a filling supper.
Oh.
That's what they call it.
Oh, like tightening up the belly.
Yeah.
A tightener. That's a tightener of the belly.
That was a good meal. It was a tightener.
Oh, aye.
St. Patrick's Day has been celebrated in North America since 1737. It started with the formation of an Irish charitable society in Boston. Local Irish took to the streets to celebrate, and it has since expanded to what is now the largest ethnic celebration in North America. Do you know that
And it was ironically a day later when the paddy wagon was invented.
That's right. Well, and they didn't actually. Irish bars used to close until 1970. Irish bars actually closed on St. Patrick's Day.
Well, they didn't want to have to clean up all the broken furniture at the end of the night.
Well, it was considered a national holiday, so they'd close it down, and that was overturned in 1970. St. Patrick wasn't even Irish.
He just cruised over there to get rid of the snakes.
He was born in Scotland.
Scotland! He was Scottish!
Okay.
America is far more Irish than Ireland. There are more than 35 million Americans with Irish ancestry.
Or so they say on St. Paddy's Day.
And the population of Ireland is only 4.2. So way more Irish in the United States. Four out of 5 Americans will wear green today. You've got some green on.
This is kind of greenish.
I didn't have any green.
Hillary says she's ready to leave public life.
For what?
Well, I'll get to that here a little bit later.
For what? What's she going to do?
I don't know. Maybe she's just tired of it. Hollywood analysts say that Charlie Sheen could make $300,000 from those first 2 concerts that he's gonna do, the live appearances.
Oh, that's okay. So there's $300,000 for 6 hours of work, or $2 million a week, Charlie. I don't know if that's winning or not. Really?
Rapper Nate Dogg dies at 41 years of age. I have no idea who this is. Is he related to Snoop Dogg?
Yeah, they're distant cousins.
Nate Dogg,
Snoop Dogg,
Doggy Dogg,
and then Little Bow Wow.
Yeah. Netflix looks to break into original programming. We'll tell you more about that coming up. Obama does his brackets. He's got his, his March Madness brackets.
Didn't he do crappy last year?
I think he did pretty good, but he picked the favorites.
Yeah, he went with the Tide.
Yeah. 7:42, 18 minutes before 8 with Benny and Rob and Tom Petty. All right, it's B98.5. Benny and Rob, and, we're going to do some entertainment news here in a little bit. What's Charlie Sheen up to these days?
Okay, well, first things first, lawsuit. Let's talk about the lawsuit. Not going to be one. He wanted to file the $100 million lawsuit, but apparently it's in everybody's contracts that any disputes be settled via arbitration, not in a court of law.
So they're not. See, I thought I heard some legal experts. They were saying that he had a pretty good case, and apparently they didn't read the contract yet.
Yeah, we're not a clause in the contract that it automatically goes to arbitration. Now, of course, Sheen's people are all torqued about that.
Well, what's Dice Clay doing? What's he doing, ripping Charlie Sheen for? Is he jealous?
He read him the Riot Act. Now, some of the stuff I can't really say on the radio. A lot of bleepity bleep bleep.
I can imagine with Dice Clay that
I'll read it to you off the air. You know what I'm saying? But the basic gist of it was, how about this thing, a hickory dickory dock? Charlie Sheen got fired from a hit sitcom. Bang, bada bang.
Oh, yeah.
You call that winning?
Gilbert Gottfried says, do the opposite of what he does.
Yeah, he's like, they asked him in an interview, how do you avoid the kinds of crisis, if you will?
Because he just got in trouble, right? I mean, he was the Affleck. He was the guy. His voice was Affleck.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, they're doing a national search for the new Affleck voice, and I want to throw my hat in the ring right now. Affleck.
Okay, here's mine. Affleck.
See, I think we need more gravel. Affleck. There you go, because Godfrey.
I got it, I think.
Yep. Affleck.
Oh, good Lord.
Affleck. Can you imagine? But that's the sweetest gig in the world. He never says anything but Affleck.
He's got to show up.
They write him a great big check.
Yeah.
So 3-4 times a year, he shows up at a recording studio. He goes, Affleck.
Okay, Lord, that's enough.
And then somebody writes him a check, dude. Is that not the sweetest job in the world?
That is.
I'd like to do that. Make a nice little side gig.
We got a couple of news that didn't make the news stories for you before we take a break here. A woman, and some of these will kind of crack me up a little bit. A woman in Alabama is suing a company that makes pocket-sized hand warmers. Do you know those pocket-sized hand warmers? You know, they're plastic.
Oh, yeah, and you like, they're disposable or whatever, and you shake it or you crack the thing. And
squeeze it and put it in your pocket when you're skiing or whatever. I guess these she must have had a bad batch because the warmers got a little too hot. They worked a little too well. The woman says that when she went to grab one out of her back pocket, it ignited and set her buttocks on fire.
My buttocks are on fire!
She's suing for an undisclosed amount. And in Illinois, a man wanted to get rid of, he had some squirrels in his attic, so to speak.
Right.
And he decided to handle the problem the American way with an explosion. He threw a smoke bomb into the attic to try to smoke them out.
Smoke them.
But it accidentally ignited the insulation and set the house on fire.
Oops.
There was some damage, but no one was hurt, and the squirrels are all gone, by the way.
I'm sure they are.
Donald Trump says he's willing to spend $600 million on a presidential run.
Why doesn't he just spend $599 million on the whole election thing and just slide me $1 million?
Yeah, you're talking about a guy that could afford any hairpiece in the world, and look what he does.
And he just combs it over.
Yeah.
Don't mind me, I'll just comb it over.
This is scary. An American Airlines flight from Tokyo showed trace amounts of radiation in the cargo bay.
Uh-oh. That almost sounds like a euphemism.
Yeah.
I got caught with some radiation in my cargo bay once.
There's no indication these trace levels are linked to the reactor problem, but
hey, come on. If it quacks like a duck, It's either Gilbert Gottfried or a doctor.
I was watching the news last night. People are actually buying that iodide that's supposed to... They're going to the pharmacies. They can't keep it on the shelves because they're worried that the fallout's going to hit.
Do you mean here they are?
Yes,
or
here
in
locally.
Japan?
Here locally.
Locally.
And now, if you're wondering if any of the radioactive material will drift across the Pacific to the United States, they say, there's nothing you need to worry about right now.
Right.
Okay? So that's the latest news we have. Don't worry about it. Right now, we'll let you know if there's a problem.
Don't worry. Be happy.
That's it. All right. Financial markets were jolted for a third day as investors struggled to process the events out of Japan. The Dow was down 242 points, the biggest drop since August. The NASDAQ fell 51 points. And there you have it. Now you're up to date.
It's a damn good thing that I'm too broke to invest in the stock market, or that'd really upset me right now.
Yeah, exactly. It's B98.5, Benny and Rob at 826. Good morning.
It's part of the crew. It's there for the team, ready to do the kind of jobs that can't be done alone.
That's right, I'm Sam Elliott.
Delivers strength and numbers like a 390 horsepower Hemi V8. 20 highway miles per gallon.
Yeah, that's
and a 5-year, 100,000 mile
just imagine that voice, Sam.
Here we are with the double douche.
Numbers now during the
Reed, you remember Roadhouse, right?
Well-qualified lessees can get a 2011 Ram 1500 quad cab Bighorn 4x4.
Magic wanted to get him to do liners for the Bear, and he talked to Elliott's people.
Signing. Tax title and
dude, he wanted like $1 zillion. Sam Elliott don't work cheap.
1877 Ram 5722 for details. Offer requires lease through Ally. Hemi V8 offer based on factory to dealer reimbursement. Dealer contribution may affect final price.
B98.5 in a handbasket.
Yeah, that's right. That's where we're headed.